Hello friends. Welcome to Study Time. Today current affairs for competitive exams 2021. 14 cross disability early intervention centers. Thawarchand Gehlot, Union Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment inaugurated 14 cross disability early intervention centers on the 17th of June 2021. These are located at 7 national institutes and 7 composite regional centers. These were inaugurated under the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities deponed Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Paytm hires JP Morgan, Goldman for IPO. Paytm has hired 4 banks including JP Morgan Chase & Co. and Goldman Sachs Group Inc. for its proposed initial public offering. The board of the startup formerly called 197 Communications also approved Morgan Stanley and ICICI Securities Ltd to help with the sale. Paytm is joining a global share sale with a plan to raise as much as 218 billion rupees. That would make it India's largest IPO. Adi Prashikshan portal launched. Minister of Tribal Affairs Arjun Munda launched the Adi Prashikshan portal on the 16th of June 2021. He also inaugurated a 3-day training program on capacity building training of master trainers for ST Pre members as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in New Delhi. The portal will act as a central repository of all training programs conducted by Tribal Research Institutes TRIS. ICC Signs Up Stocks is its official partner. The International Cricket Council (ICC) has signed up digital stockbroking firm Upstocks as its official partner. The partnership will encompass all ICC events until the end of 2023, starting with the inaugural ICC World Test Championship final between India and New Zealand. Established as RKSV Securities India Private Ltd in 2009, Upstocks currently claims to have over 4 million customers. Smart Enforcement App for Trucks. As a strategy to reduce logistics costs on road transportation, the Dept of Commerce Logistics Division has developed a risk-based approach on the implementation of smart enforcement of rules and regulations related to road-based violations by trucks. It has unveiled an IT-based smart enforcement app. Overall reduction in the number of cash challan is one of its benefits. Grants announced by Google. Google has announced a 113 crore rupees grant towards COVID-19 relief efforts in India, including setting up oxygen generation plants and improving healthcare infrastructure in rural areas. Google India has announced a $15.5 million, 109 crore rupees grant to set up 80 oxygen generation plants and train healthcare workers in rural India. The grant will be given to NGOs GivIndia and Path. IndusInd Bank launches IndusInd Credit. IndusInd Bank has announced the launch of IndusInd Credit. It is a comprehensive digital lending platform that enables customers to meet their financial requirements from the comfort of their homes. With this, both existing as well as non-IndusInd Bank customers can instantly avail of personal loans or credit cards on a single platform in a completely paperless and digital manner. Pune startup to launch Sanitizer. A Pune-based startup Vainnovate Biosolutions is all set to launch an alcohol-free, aqueous, non-inflammable, and non-toxic hand sanitizer that is gentler to one's skin. Developed from silver nanoparticles, this environment-friendly sanitizer is a perfect solution to the problem of drying up hands due to repeated application. The hand sanitizer prolongs antimicrobial activity. Maharashtra Gov completes 23,000 houses. The Maharashtra Gov has completed the construction of nearly 3,23,000 houses for the rural region and handed over the possession to the beneficiaries. Under Maha Awas Abhiyan, another 4,68,000 houses are being completed and would be handed over in a month. These houses would provide roofs to nearly 15 lakh people. Tamil Nadu CM inaugurates new scheme. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has inaugurated a new scheme for children who have lost their parents due to COVID. The scheme issues a 5 lakh rupees deposit and takes care of their education until they attain 18 years of age. The amount is invested in Tamil Nadu Power Finance and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited. Bangladesh authorizes J&J vaccine. The government of Bangladesh has authorized Johnson & Johnson single-dose COVID vaccine for emergency use in the country. Johnson & Johnson had received the approval of the World Health Organization (WHO) in March 2021. Johnson & Johnson is the sixth COVID-19 vaccine that has been approved for emergency use in Bangladesh. Ambalam, Speaker of Puducherry Assembly. In Puducherry, the BJP legislator Ambalam Selvam was elected unopposed as the Speaker of the 15th Legislative Assembly on the 16th of June, 21. The first session of the 15th Puducherry Legislative Assembly was held on the 16th of June, along with the election of the Speaker. The BJP legislator Ambalam R. Selvam filed his nomination for the election of the Speaker on behalf of the National Democratic Alliance. Attacks in space added in NATO's clause. NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, leaders have expanded the use of their all for one for all, mutual defense clause to include a collective response to attacks in space. Article 5 of NATO's founding treaty states that an attack on any one of the 30 allies will be considered an attack on them all. Until now, it has only applied to military attacks on the land, sea, or in the air. Net direct tax collection doubles. Net direct tax collections have grown at a healthy pace despite the disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. They have increased over 100% in this fiscal year in comparison to the corresponding period of last financial year. Figures for this financial year show that net collections are at 185,871 crore rupees compared to 92,762 crore rupees over the corresponding period of the preceding year. US, Russia agree to resume arms control talks. US President Joe Biden and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin have agreed to resume arms control talks. They have also agreed to return ambassadors to each other's capitals after they were withdrawn earlier in 2021. The two leaders sat down together for their first face-to-face bilateral talks on the 16th of June 2021 in Geneva, where the two leaders were seeking to mend US-Russia relations. ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh addressed the ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus on the 16th of June 2021 through video conferencing. The ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus (ADMM Plus) is a forum comprising 10 ASEAN member countries and 8 partner nations including India, China, Australia, Japan, New Zealand, South Korea, Russia, and the United States. India extends $100 million United States dollars lock to Sri Lanka. India has signed an agreement extending a $100 million United States dollars line of credit (LOC) to Sri Lanka for projects in the solar energy sector. The agreement was signed between the government of Sri Lanka and the Export-Import Bank of India. It will help finance various projects in the solar energy sector in Sri Lanka, such as rooftop solar photovoltaic systems for households, etc. J&K Govt doubles district capex budget. Jammu and Kashmir government has decided to double the district capex budget for the current fiscal. It has allocated over 12,600 crore rupees, which is more than double compared to the previous year's budget of 5,134 crore rupees. The district capex budget for all 20 districts was approved during a high-level meeting chaired by Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha in Srinagar on the 16th of June 2021. Union Cabinet approves copperatization of OFB. Union Cabinet has approved the splitting of the Ordnance Factory Board (OFB) and its 41 factories into 7 corporate entities on the lines of Defence Public Sector Undertakings (DPSU). The move is aimed at providing these 7 companies greater autonomy and improve their accountability. The OFB has an annual turnover of around 19,000 crore rupees. International Vaccine Institute at Bangladesh. Bangladesh will set up an international institute for vaccine production including COVID-19. The government will sign an agreement with South Korea to set up the Vaccine Institute in Bangladesh. The capacity of 3 Bangladeshi firms has been assessed for the production of the COVID-19 vaccines. Microsoft names CEO Satya Nadella as chairman. Microsoft Corp on the 16th of June 2021 named Chief Executive Officer Satya Nadella as its new chairman, in place of John Thompson. Thompson, who took over as chairman of the software giant's co-founder Bill Gates in 2014, will serve as a lead independent director. The top-level executive change comes just over a year after Gates stepped down from the board of Microsoft Corp. Cabinet hikes subsidies for DAP by 700 rupees. The Union Cabinet has increased the nutrient-based subsidy (NBS) rates for phosphatic and potassic (P&K) fertilizer including diammonium phosphate (DAP). The decision is taken to support farmers struggling with rising commodity prices during the ongoing crop season. Farmers will now receive a subsidy of 1,200 rupees per DAP bag against the previous cap of 500 rupees. Tennis player Burtons announces retirement. Former world number 4 tennis player Kiki Burtons announced on the 16th of June 2021 that she will retire at the end of the 2021 season. Burtons had won 10 doubles titles and reached her high singles ranking of number 4 in May 2019. Burtons' best showing in a Grand Slam event came in 2016 when he reached the semi-finals of the French Open before losing to Serena Williams. China launches SHENZHOU-12 shuttle. China launched 3 astronauts as its first crew to its new Tiangong space station on June 17, 2021, the country's first manned space flight in nearly 5 years. The high-stakes mission, named Shenzhou-12, was launched on the back of the Long March 2F rocket in the northwestern Gansu province. The space mission is third of 11 missions needed to build Tiangong, the country's new space station. PM to launch crash course for COVID workers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch a customized crash course program for COVID-19 frontline workers on the 18th of June 2021. The program aims to skill and upskill over 1 lakh COVID warriors across the country. The program has been designed as a special program under the central component of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 3.0, with a total financial outlay of 276 crore rupees. BRICS Network Universities Conference at IITB. A 3-day virtual conference of BRICS Network Universities on the theme of electric mobility was inaugurated at IIT Bombay on the 16th of June 2021. This conference is part of the engagements that India is hosting under the education stream of the 13th BRICS Summit in 2021. Chief Guest Union Minister Nitin Gadkari has addressed the World Conference of BRICS Network Universities at IIT Bombay, Ladakh to launch a network of community radios. Ladakh Union Territory Administration is planning to launch a network of community radios by early 2022. The network would have a central studio in 48 transmission locations with priority to connect the unconnected areas of the region. The network will be utilized to meet the requirements in the fields of education and disaster management in Ladakh. TRAI launches TV Channel Selector Portal. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India has launched TV Channel Selector Portal. This portal will facilitate those subscribers who do not own a mobile phone but want to use a web browser for the selection of TV channels. It will help the subscriber to check their own subscription and view all the channels provided by the DTH and cable operators. 3 Centers of Excellence established in Karnataka. 3 Centers of Excellence (COEs) were inaugurated in Karnataka under Indo-Israel Agricultural Project (IIAP) on the 16th of June 2021. These are Co Kolar for mango, Co Bagalkote for pomegranate, and Co Dharwar for vegetables. These COEs generate knowledge, demonstrate best practices, and train officers and farmers. They will take forward the Israeli technologies in the field of horticulture. Road in Indore declared cover safe. A busy road in MP's Indore city has been declared a cover safe road. The road from Lantan Chauraha to Janjirwala Chauraha in the city was declared a cover-safe road by State Water Resources Minister Tulsiram Silavat. The stretch, which is nearly 800 meters long, has a drive-in COVID-19 vaccination center and a testing facility for sample collection. MOPS and Ministry of Culture signed more. Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, and Ministry of Culture have signed and more. It has been signed for cooperation in the development of the National Maritime Heritage Complex, NMHC, at Lothal, Gujarat. The unique feature of NMHC is the recreation of ancient Lothal city, which is one of the prominent cities of the ancient Indus Valley civilization dating to 2400 BC. Germany, Australia sign hydrogen accord. Germany and Australia have signed a bilateral alliance on hydrogen production and trade to try to facilitate a renewable energy-based hydrogen supply chain between the two countries. A letter of intent has been signed to set up a Germany-Australia hydrogen accord. Germany's €9 billion $10.9 billion hydrogen strategy was launched in the year 2020. Cabinet approves Deep Ocean Mission. The Union Cabinet has approved Deep Ocean Mission to study biodiversity, the impact of climate change, and establish an offshore marine station to explore the source of thermal energy. The cost of the mission has been estimated at 4,077 crore rupees over a 5-year period and will be implemented in phases. The Ministry of Earth Sciences will be the nodal ministry implementing this mission. Wipro joins World Economic Forum's partnership. Wipro has joined the World Economic Forum's Partnership for New Work Standards initiative. The initiative aims to co-create new frameworks, shape forward-thinking people policies, and utilize tools and technologies to collectively build human-first work standards. It is also undertaking initiatives to support its people with dedicated programs for physical, social, and mental well-being. Catherine, ICC Player of the Month for May. ICC has announced Scotland's Catherine Bryce and Bangladesh's Mushfiq Rahim as the winners of the ICC Player of the Month awards for May 2021. Catherine is the first player from Scotland to make it to the top 10 of the batting or bowling lists in the ICC Player rankings. Mushfiq played 1 Test and 3 ODIs in May 21 where he helped Bangladesh win their first OD series. New version of Atlantic Charter signed. US President Joe Biden and UK PM Johnson have signed a new version of the Atlantic Charter. The original document, over 80 years old, was a historic declaration of cooperation between the two countries and the foundation for their special relationship. The new Atlantic Charter is a 600-word document that reaffirms the joint commitment of the US and the UK on a range of issues. ADB India signed $484 million loan. The Asian Development Bank (ADB) and the Government of India have signed a $484 million loan. It has been signed to improve transport connectivity and facilitate industrial development in the Chennai-Kanyakumari Industrial Corridor (CKIC) in Tamil Nadu. CKIC is part of India's East Coast Economic Corridor, which connects India to the production networks of South, Southeast, and East Asia. Initiative for Tulu language. Various organizations have initiated a Twitter campaign demanding official language status to Tulu in Karnataka and Kerala. Tulu is a Dravidian language spoken mainly in 2 coastal districts Dakshina Kannada and Udupi of Karnataka and Kasaragod district of Kerala. As per the 2011 census report, there are 46,427 Tulu-speaking people in India. 15-meter tree discovered in A and N Islands. A 15-meter-tall tree that belongs to the genus of the coffee family has recently been discovered from the Andaman Islands by a team of researchers from India and the Philippines. The new species, Pyrostria lalji, is also the first record of the genus Pyrostria in India. The tree is distinguished by a long stem with a whitish coating on the trunk, and oblongobovate leaves. Day to combat desertification and drought. June 17 is observed as World Day to combat desertification and drought. The UN-designated day is all about a green planet, sustainable development, and the health and welfare of people. The theme for 2021 is Restoration. Land. Recovery. We build back better with healthy land. India is working towards restoring 2.6 crore hectares of degraded land by 2030. The end. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, comment and subscribe.